Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Rich traded in his headshot for a mugshot.
Before his family comes out.
Some things happened last night.
A candid one-on-one.
You get a double shot at tequila and you got no money. So they call us.
You're driving Dr. Phil stuff crazy.
I always hated asking people for anything.
You have no problem asking us for anything.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Pat and George say their son Rich joined the Marines out of high school as a bright but out-of-control kid. They thought it would really be a turning point for their troubled teen. But after less than 2 years and a not-so-honorable discharge, Rich traded in his headshot for a mugshot. Several of them, in fact. His parents blame his dozens of arrests on his drug and alcohol addiction, and today they say he's gone from Marine to mooch. After 8 years, Pat and George have paid for everything Rich has asked for. They bought him a house, apartments, food, clothes, phones, travel. I mean, they've done it all. Now, their daughter, Adrian, reached out to me because she doesn't know whose addiction is worse. Her brother's addiction to drugs and alcohol, or her parents' addiction to enabling him. Take a look.
My brother Rich is a trash can addict. He'll do any drug that's available to numb his pain because he has nothing to look forward to. My brother has no enjoyment in his life except for getting loaded. My brother is physically addicted to alcohol. If alcohol is not available, my brother will find something to make him high. You wake up in the morning, you're looking for that fix. Your whole day is dedicated to getting drugs and alcohol. Anything that he can manipulate, sell, barter, he will. That's the life of an addict. My brother will call my parents for money multiple times per day. If my parents tell my brother no, my brother will become verbally aggressive. He just won't take no for an answer.
You know, there's no food, so I'll be miserable with no cigarettes or nothing.
Richard treats both my parents like they're his indentured servants. He'll curse them out. He'll call my mom a piece of bitch. He calls my dad an idiot. My brother will pick and pick and pick and torture you until you give him what he wants, and that's the addict part of him.
It doesn't have to be right now, Dad. It can be later on today. Western Union is everywhere. They're not closed.
My parents are both overwhelmed with my brother's addiction. It's killing them. It's very, very painful to watch. My greatest fear is that my brother will kill himself in his addiction, and when he does, my parents will forever blame themselves.
Well, Pat and George say everything they've given Rich was with the hope that he would finally get his life together.
In the last 8 years, we have spent over $225,000 on Rich. We rented 2 apartments, bought a house for $98,000, paid for all his sober living homes.
My parents are huge enablers, and they have been for years. My parents think they're helping him by giving him money, paying his rent. My dad is the leader of the enabling team, and my mom is just like along for the ride.
Your son calls and says he doesn't have food, he doesn't have clothes, he got kicked out of where he's living, he's going to be homeless. And you just keep doing the same thing. We don't know what else to do.
My brother is addicted to drugs and alcohol, and my dad is addicted to enabling him. Whatever my brother wants, his wish is my father's command.
He knows if he keeps on calling, sooner or later I'm going to give in.
Hey, what's up, Dad? I got no spending money or nothing. I'm going to run out of cigarettes, and all I'm asking for is like $10, and then I'll be fine.
It's not many times that I said no.
What they're doing is exactly what Dr. Phil calls insanity. They're doing it over and over and over again and expecting a different result.
We created a money hungry monster.
He used to help me out all the time. It wasn't even an issue, but lately it's like, I always find a way anyway, so, I'm trying to, like, get better, do good, and they can't even, like, what the is $15 extra?
I've told them, you think you feel guilty now. If he kills himself, your money is the money that caused it to happen.
Listen, I know you guys have not seen him for a long time, right? How many years?
3 years.
Okay, but I'm going to ask you to wait just a little bit longer because some things happened last night.
Wow.
Since we've flown him in here that I want to talk to him about before you guys come out.
Okay.
And y'all have been trying to help him by giving him a soft place to fall.
Yes.
And that's the last damn thing I think he needs. Okay? The crap he pulled last night is not okay with me, and I need to deal with that with him just man-to-man straight up before you guys come out and meet him.
Okay. Thank you,
And
Dr.
then we'll get right to that.
Great, thanks.
Okay, Rich was kicked out of his last sober living house and recently moved into a new one in Florida that his parents found and paid for. But he says the living room is too small and he can't find a job because there are none. Begins to smack of attitude that I think you'll understand. So take a look at this and then we're going to meet this young man.
I get up in the morning, sometimes it's 8 or 9, and then you got to be out the house from anywhere from like 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Yeah, this is my room. I'm sure a million other people have been in this bed before me. Yeah, this is the living room over here. Yeah, it's a little way too tight for my liking.
What's a typical day for you here?
Lately, I've been beaten down, so I don't do much of anything, really. Just try to find things to keep my mind busy. Yeah, it's just some candy my mom sent me. When I first started off in Halfway, she used to send me a lot better stuff. I guess they're running out of money or they don't care as much.
And how many times have you been in sober living homes?
So I've probably been about 20, 25 plus. This house, you're supposed to be out if you don't got a job. But honestly, I applied to every place around here, so I kind of just been roaming the streets with no money. And that isn't good, especially for somebody that used to drink all the time. If I wasn't in a Halfway, honestly, I'd go out all the time, and I usually end up meeting people and hanging out. In certain Halfways, I'd carry on packets of hot sauce. It like masks your breath if you've been drinking, I mean, I've sold gaming systems. I sold my TV to, buy alcohol or get drugs. I sold my food stamps. And if I'm really hurting, I'll make up stories to random citizens. Usually get anywhere from a couple of dollars to $10.
When was the last time you had a drink?
Last time I had a drink was probably like 2.5 weeks ago. I'll get fed up with the Halfway lifestyle, and something sounds better than nothing after a while.
Okay, Rich, how do you feel about being here?
I mean, I feel all right. I mean, half the time I was thinking on and off here and there, I must be maybe a little crazy to come on this show. I mean, most people though said it would be a good thing for me. And I should definitely do it, but every once in a while, somebody would say, you're going to be on air, and everybody's going to know about the problems you have.
You're worried about your reputation?
Yeah.
You started drugs when you were 13, right?
Correct.
You've been homeless. You've been to rehab, 3 times? You've been in 25...
4 times.
4 times. You've been in 25 or so sober living houses. You've been to court over a dozen times, 15 times.
That's right.
And nothing seems to be working. You say you're addicted to alcohol, but you say you've done Xanax, heroin, coke, weed. You'll do about anything you can get your hands on, but mostly it's alcohol. So how's this working for you?
It's not one of my favorite questions.
Well, no, seriously, how's it working for you?
It's not working at all. I mean, it's...
Do you want to change this?
I do.
Are you serious about being here?
I am, but I wouldn't be on TV if I wasn't. That's a big...
Well, what's this thing about TV? Is it like you have a following out there? What is this fiction you have in your mind that there's somebody out there that you're gonna ruin the image they had of you before now?
See, I just don't like when people judge and when people think they know all about somebody.
Who knows you in Omaha? Who knows you in Detroit? Who is it that you're concerned about?
I understand what
that you're going to ruin your image with them. Who knows you?
Yeah, you're right.
So you showed up drunk. Then we get a call. You've ordered a double shot of tequila. You got no money. You just order the drink.
It's pretty stupid.
We paid the bill with the reservation of rights to have you prosecuted. And later...
Couldn't wait to get away from you. Wouldn't leave us alone. You kept asking for money.
You're never going to be a part of our family because you can't.
So...
You have to stop.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. After meeting only once, they tied the knot.
We have two strangers that are married.
No wonder this blended family
Your children met for the first time at the wedding.
is so mixed up.
She says you hated her kids.
I did hate them, yeah. I'm not going to lie.
How do you hate children?
If you're not going to punish your kids, why should I punish mine?
I do punish my
No,
kids.
you don't.
This family isn't blended. We've got two warring camps under one roof.
That's tomorrow.
Did you send us a picture of specific toiletries that you wanted us to have?
I did, because I was told I could check a bag, and of course I wasn't able to check the bag, and it was pretty late at night. It wasn't paid for, so I had to get rid of a lot of my stuff.
When you got here, did you complain that we didn't get the right sizes?
I wouldn't say it was necessarily a complaint, but I mean, you know, I just like nice stuff. You know, it doesn't have to be the best in the world, but my stuff that I get for myself isn't cheap. And the toothpaste I had before, it was about like, for like a tube like that big, it was probably about $8. I got like a $4.
Let's take a look at this tape piece. Let's take a look at this little tape piece here.
It's supposed to be Brilliance, 30 white Brilliance.
Instead of what?
Yeah, it's just like a $6 tube instead of like a $12 tube.
Okay, did we get the right tube?
No, you got the wrong tube.
Again?
So what are you about? 27?
I thought you have two tubes of toothpaste.
Yeah, well, I got two tubes.
Well, where's the second? Where's the second one?
It's in my duffel bag. That's the wrong one. That's the very wrong one.
Then what about the mouthwash? Didn't we do that wrong?
Yeah, you did the mouthwash wrong.
Twice? Is that right?
Well, you finally got it. No, you got it right the second time. As you can probably tell, I was intoxicated at the time.
So you showed up drunk, and you said that you had been sober for 2 weeks.
I was.
Didn't you just say you were drunk in that?
No, in that video, yes.
Yeah. That was when?
That was yesterday, last night.
Where'd you get the booze?
I went out and, you know, just talked to this guy, and he had some money, and then I got some alcohol with him.
So you just met him on the street?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've flown you in here to the Dr. Phil show to deal with your alcohol addiction, and you decide to go out of the hotel and find a drunk on the street that you can share a bottle with.
I didn't exactly plan it that way, but that's kind of what happened. I mean,
I'm trying to figure out what your thinking is, because here's my thinking. You get the opportunity to come here and sit down and talk to me, and you're bitching about the size of a tube of toothpaste, and then because we know it's not a good idea for our guest to come here and get liquored up on our dime, we have a deal with the hotels that they can't spend any of the money that we arrange for them there, the meal vouchers, all the things to take care of their expenses. They don't get to spend that on alcohol. Where they have an alcohol problem or not, they don't get to spend that on alcohol. But then I get an email from the hotel yesterday, just FYI, I was informed by room service that the meal credit is being used to order a bottle of an alcoholic beverage. Then we get a call from Tony Roma's on City Walk.
okay.
And you've ordered alcohol at Tony Roma's City Walk, and you got no money to pay.
No.
One well tequila double. So you go in there and get a double shot of tequila. You got no money, you just order the drink.
It wasn't the best decision I ever made in my life, probably amongst my worst. Obviously, it was pretty stupid.
So they call us. This is Lindy over here, our producer. So Lindy, they called you, right?
Yes, sir, they did.
And said this was dine and dash. He ordered and
Correct.
couldn't pay, right?
Yes, sir. And at this point, I did not know what he had ordered. I later had the manager email me a receipt, an itemized receipt, so I saw what he ordered. But I wasn't sure if he was going to be arrested for not being able to pay his tab, so I just took care of it over the phone, and luckily they let me do that.
We paid the bill with the reservation of rights to call LAPD and have you prosecuted. So I didn't waive my right to have you prosecuted. So I'll make that decision between now and the end of the show.
Okay.
And right now, it ain't looking too good.
Always hated asking people for anything.
That's not true.
Not to suggest that you're entitled, but you're complaining about the kind of candy that your mother's sending you in a care package. And later...
Did you know that Dad drank, Richard?
Dad drank?
Yeah. He's been sober for 33 years, and he drank. You're killing them.
This February.
The woman accused of pushing her husband to his death.
I'm a horrible person who could do that.
The stakes are higher.
Your daughter is saying there was a struggle. He stumbled and fell backwards. Did you push him out that window?
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Emotions run deeper.
You're very critical of the woman that has adopted your baby.
She looks like a stripper.
Olivia's been stalking me. Bring the restraining order. I'll show you where you blatantly lied in it. Bring it.
You're in her face saying, you lie, you lie, you lie.
She's just saying, we're the bad people. Is that what you're telling me?
Tempers get hotter.
Our neighbors make our life a living hell.
They set a mortar shell under the swing set and tried to blow it up.
That is not true. We are being harassed.
Put her on the lie detector test.
And I want you to do one too because the machine is going to blow up.
And we're just getting started.
I had a traumatized 3-year-old girl saying, my daddy hurt me.
Where is he going to hurt you at?
A child does not say those things unless she was coached.
You cannot coach a 3-year-old. Ask anyone.
That is coaching.
I came here to help my daughter, and you turned this into a giant circus.
I'm done.
He's so used to us giving him money that he'll badger you and make you feel bad, and then we wind up giving him money.
I got $2 left in my pocket, that's it. And it's not a big deal. You know, I'll just go to the damn Western Union. I got my ID now.
Without their finances, my brother would not be able to live this addict life for all these years.
Well, that was Rich's family talking about how they pay for his habits. So, Adrian, Pat, George, come on out.
So, good. How you doing? 3. Good. How you doing? Hi. Hello, too.
Looking good, Rich.
Thank you.
You're so good. I want to kill you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to give you all a minute because you haven't seen each other for a long time. What's your thought? What's your reaction?
I just hope and I pray that today you can get through to him so he can have a life and be happy. It's all we want. We want you back, Rich. I miss you so much.
I miss you guys. I wanted to be back for the longest time, honestly, and...
But you can't come back like this.
I understand.
You can't come back as an addict, Rich. You need to come back as yourself.
We used him last night and the day before that.
Rich, I couldn't believe it when Dr. Phil came in the back of the stage. He said, what happened? You know, I was saying to your mother and your sister while we got to the hotel, I said, I can't believe it. Rich is not coming over here to get something or he's not calling every 5 minutes. And now I know why. You're driving Dr. Phil stuff crazy. asking for stuff. I tell you, if it wasn't for these people, Dr. Phil, I really want to put my foot somewhere, man.
I just get very impatient, and then I start getting impulsive, and it's just like I want to step outside of my head because it's almost too much to bear. It's like the flip of a light.
Well, who can give you that peace of mind, Rich?
Only myself.
Thank you.
Yes.
You know, I always hated asking people for anything, and as time goes on, no, I do.
You had no problem asking us for anything. You had no problem calling Lindy and asking for all kinds of things. That's not true.
I think your real self would not be asking people for things, but you, the addict, will ask anybody for anything. I think that's maybe what you mean.
Yeah, it's almost like I can't help it.
Yeah, let's listen to a phone call that you had with your dad recently. Listen to this.
Hey, what's up, Dad? I got no spending money or nothing. I'm going to run out of cigarettes, and thank God because there'd be no food. I would have died by now. You know, there's no food. All I'm asking for is like 10 bucks, and then I'll be fine. I want 15, but, you know, 10 bucks will be fine. And it's not a big deal. You know, I'll just go to the damn, it's right up the street, the damn Western Union. I got my ID now, so I got $2 left in my pocket. That's it. I'm going to need cigarettes tonight and tomorrow. I probably won't sleep tonight, so I'll be miserable with no cigarettes or nothing. I need 15 bucks. That I need dip and cigarettes. I need something on the plane, or else I'm going to go insane.
Look, I gotta go.
Yeah, honestly, like that, like looking at that video, like it doesn't even seem like me. Like,
do you think they owe you?
I don't think they owe me. I mean, I'll probably not hold it against them, but it will always maybe bother me that they sent me to boarding school when I was, at the time, smoking. I was smoking some weed here and there, and I was drinking once in a while. And I got in some legal issues to where they felt like, you know, somebody was like bending their wrist to, you know, do it. They had no other, you know, option. So they felt like it was going to be the best possible help, you know, available to me. And it was like hell on earth. I did pretty good there, actually.
So you were smoking dope, drinking, getting in trouble with the law, and you're saying you resent them for sending you to a school that you say worked?
No, it helped me out, but it was kind of like I felt like I missed out in a way because a lot of friends that I had before then, a lot of people that I kept in touch with.
When you choose the behavior, you choose the consequences. Did you choose to drink, smoke dope, and get in trouble with the law?
I did.
I'm sorry that you didn't like the choices they made to cope with your bad choices. They weren't perfect parents then. They're not perfect parents now. Right. Believe you me. They're not perfect parents now.
They're very good parents. I mean, maybe the only thing, maybe they gave me a little too much money when I was younger, you know.
Oh, we're going to look at the money they've been giving you, but, I mean, you were even complaining about the quality of candy she sent you the other day. I mean, not to suggest that you're entitled, but you're complaining about the kind of candy that your mother's sending you in a care package. He says she's sending him cheaper candy now. I'm going to tell you why that candy may be getting a little smaller, maybe getting a little cheaper. We'll be right back. He has no reason to get better. He can always pick up the phone and you pay off like a slot machine, and he knows it.
It makes me feel like a piece of crap.
Rich has struggled with addiction most of his life. He was snorting heroin a lot. He's done cocaine.
And he also told my wife that he did use Percocet.
Rich has been to court at least 15 times over the years. One of them was for 13 bags of heroin. Rich has been to rehab 4 different times, plus he's been to over 20 different sober houses in the past 4 years. He told me that he used while in the sober house. My son Rich has gone into gay bars and told people he was bisexual just to get drunk and get as many drinks as he possibly could. It's very, very difficult to be the mother of an alcoholic drug addict.
The family's estimated expenses for Rich, let's just take a look at this. Before April 13, they bought him a house for $98,000. $4,800 on an apartment, $6,000 on court and attorney fees. Now, this house turned into what?
Shooting gallery.
And what you mean by that is this became a drug house.
Yes.
Yep.
Since moving out of state in April 13, $900 for airplane tickets, $1,200 cash, gift cards, $6,900 for recovery facility, $3,600 on hotels, $4,200 for sober living, $13,200 for rent, $5,600 for rent, $6,300 for rent, $4,800 for trucks, $5,700 for cigarettes, $450 for bus passes, cabs, restaurants, medical expenses, at least 10 phones, then the bills, Social Security cards and IDs, clothes, personal hygiene. Any idea how much just this adds up to? And this isn't all. It's shocking. $174,866.
Yes.
What do you have to show for $175,000?
Not even a penny. I don't have it. Yeah.
And what do you suppose it would mean to these retirement age parents if all of a sudden they looked in their bank account and there was $175,000 back in there? What would that mean to you guys?
I could retire, Dr. Phil.
When we talked to you, I put together some of the things that I thought were just outrageous that you had to say about how you interact with him. George, these are quotes. I'm afraid to answer the phone when he calls. I know he's going to ask for something, and I feel guilty if I say no. If I tell him no, I get upset after I hang up because I feel like I can't help him. It's easier to just give in. Every time he gets arrested, I bail him out. I call everybody I know and find and pay for a lawyer because I know he didn't do whatever he did in a malicious state. He didn't mean it. We continue to support him financially. We pay for everything, rent, food, clothes, everything. We bought him a house, $98,000, because we didn't want him in ours. He goes to restaurants, orders food, and has no money to pay the bill. The restaurant calls us, and we pay with our credit card. Then we talk to Pat. I remember going out at 2:33 a.m. in my pajamas to pick him up at bars so he wouldn't have to walk home. We got him an apartment because we didn't want him living with us anymore. We rented him a U-Haul for him and his then girlfriend to move their things into the house we bought him. Rich was raging in the family home. George wanted to call the police, but I didn't because I didn't want the police to hurt or taser him. I talked George out of calling the police. To stop the free-flowing cash, I started ordering food. He didn't even go pick it up. They would deliver it to him. Yeah. When we die, who is going to pay for him? I keep giving him money because I fear him becoming homeless and winding up dead. Then I will feel responsible.
I'm the type of person, Dr. Phil, that I don't care about myself much. But what actually bothers me is that I know the Richard didn't get any better.
You say I don't care much for myself, like that's some kind of virtue? I mean, do you think that's like a martyr here? We don't need a martyr, we need a father.
I know.
Look, you can either have $175,000 in your pocket and he's an alcoholic and an addict, or you can not have $175,000 in your pocket and he's an alcoholic and an addict. All you've done, you just might as well take that money and put it in a paper shredder. The only thing you've done is make it easier for him to be self-destructive. And the old saying, necessity is the mother of invention. He has no necessity to get better. He has no reason to get better. He can always pick up the phone and call you guys, and you pay off like a slot machine, and he knows it.
The past like 4 or so months, you haven't really helped too much. And when you do, it's like I gotta, when I talk to the conversation, it's like I dread it, and then it's like, yeah, I feel worse.
Just wears you out,
even if they help me out, I feel worse afterwards than when I did before.
I hate that for you. It wears you out. It makes you feel bad.
Wow.
To fleece them out of money.
It makes me feel like a piece of crap.
Coming up, Rich isn't the only one battling an addiction. What the family hasn't told Rich about George's own struggle.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. Was this blended family
Your children met for the first time at the wedding.
doomed from the start?
She says you hated her kids.
I did hate them, yeah. I'm not going to lie.
That's tomorrow.
Closed captioning provided by
Alaska. You don't want to miss this. For your free vacation planner, go to planalaska.com.
It was maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, and he was drunk, and he was looking for money, and he said to me, maybe I should go and stand in front of the tree. He said that, so I'd give him money so that I'd feel guilty and I'd feel bad. Ultimately, after that happened, we did wind up giving him money.
You have no pride because you don't work for anything.
Oh, he's got pride. I mean, because he tells me here, he thinks everywhere he goes, everybody he's there with is beneath him. I mean, all the people in the treatment centers, they're bozos. Everybody he was in the military with treatment, they were bozos. All these people in treatment, they're really messed up. I mean, like, you really, I've been here with a bunch of messed up people. I mean, they're not like me. These people are a bunch of drunks.
Some of them are pretty messed up. I mean, I'd say
As
half
compared
of them
to you.
are like me.
As compared to you.
Half of them are pretty mentally and just the way they live. And it bothers me because I'm the type, I keep my surroundings clean. I like living in a clean place. So a lot of times it'll bother me enough to where I'll be cleaning up after them. Then you got to worry about them eating your food, using your like shower products. Almost every time I went, I've been gone for more than 2 or more days. I've gotten stuff stolen.
Did you know that Dad drank, Richard?
Dad drank?
Yeah.
No, I know he was like a binge drinker when he was young.
No, Rich, he's been sober for 33 years, and he drank.
You had a relapse 2 weeks ago.
I did because, well, I've been sober all this time. And lately, I've been trying to do the right thing by trying to cut Richard off.
You're killing them.
And I see that.
Please, Richard.
I know I'm killing myself as well.
Yes,
and
you are.
And it's hard to not see you guys for 3. I've seen you and Allison like a couple times over the, what was it, you're down for like 3 days? It's tougher to see
You're
what
an
I'm doing, you
addict,
guys.
Richard.
It wasn't a fun time, Rich. You know, we couldn't wait to get away from you. You wouldn't leave us alone. You kept asking for money.
Rich, I told you I only come to see you when you have a job and pay your own way, stand your own feet. Rich, I'm still waiting, man.
We're all waiting, and it feels like it's never going to come. You're never going to be a part of our family because you can't
So it almost feels for me as well, and that's how I've been feeling
Well, then you
almost
have the
for
power.
the past, like,
you
8
have the
months.
power to change that, Richard. We don't. Only you do. You have to do it. You have to stop. This is no life for you. This is no life for them. My kids don't even know you.
But don't you get it? He doesn't have to stop. They make certain that he doesn't have to stop.
Well, I hope
they
after
make
today
certain
they listen
that he
to
can
you.
continue on. And let me tell you guys, you just need, you want the ugly truth? You're doing what you're doing to make yourselves feel better. You're not doing it to make him better.
No,
you're
you're
doing
right.
it to make yourselves feel better. It is gutless and cowardly to do what you're doing. You're doing it because you want to feel better in the moment.
Right. Yes.
You tell him what he wants to hear so you can tell yourself you're a loving parent in the moment, and it tells you, okay, my son's not on the street.
Right.
You bail him out of jail. The safest place he could be at that moment was in jail.
Yes.
But you took him out because you didn't want to feel the guilt. So you put yourself ahead of him. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Take a break. I'm going to tell them what I think needs to happen here if this is ever going to change when we come back. The problem that you guys don't understand and that you don't understand, you're dealing with a different version of Rich here. Because when you are an alcoholic, you're an alcoholic, right? You're alcoholic, your personality changes, your coping skills changes, your social development is arrested. He's not functioning at a 29-year-old level of social emotional maturity because the development was arrested at a much earlier age. This is the brain of a normal person. The light green areas here you see are electrical activity of a normal person, like looking at the freeway in rush hour. Lots going on. Zoo, 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 zoo. This is the brain of an alcoholic. It's like a Model A's coming through every once in a while, and old broken down trucks coming out. It's all shut down. And alcohol attacks the brain in so many different areas. This is the nucleus accumbens up here. This is where you have the drive to drink. And whenever this is when alcohol comes in, it activates this area. So when you start drinking, it hits the hypothalamus, it makes you thirsty, it makes you hungry. Then it goes into the hippocampus, where they start having all kinds of memory loss. They start having blackouts, and this is when this area gets affected. This is one of the areas that starts making them loud and aggressive. Then you come up here to the cerebral cortex, and this is where they start having problems with thinking, and you start seeing really poor judgment. It attacks the cerebellum. This is where you start having problems with balance and coordination and slower reflexes. So you're not just talking about somebody that's getting drunk and partying, it's attacking the brain. Now, you may not have known before, but you know now.
Yes.
So next time you decide you want to send him some money, next time you want to decide that you're going to make it easy for him to do what he's doing, you might as well hit him in the head with a ball-peen hammer, because you are poisoning his brain. Now, hopefully, through this fog, you can comprehend enough of what I'm saying here.
I understand everything you're saying.
Because right now, you have such a distorted reality. You are entitled. You are lazy. You have no direction, but you can. I mean, come on, you're a good-looking guy. You have a charming personality.
Thank you.
If you would work half as hard on getting yourself sober and employed and engaged as you do manipulating people, who knows what you could do? You got talent, man. Absolutely. You got talent. All right, look, are Rich and his parents willing to do what's right to save this family? Because let me tell you, this is not about an alcoholic son. It's about a dysfunctional alcoholic family. We'll be right back. Closed captioning provided by...
No junk food, please.
Go for the True Move. It's delicious.
And nutritious, with no artificial growth hormones.
True Move, a truly good thing.
We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Because we have a lot of fun here, don't we?
You can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445.
Look, here's the deal. We have access to the best resources in the world. I don't waste those resources. I don't squander those resources. I am not willing to make them available to this family until I understand some things from you folks. And first off, You don't need to go to some 28-day rehab program. Now, I am willing to consult with Origin's Behavioral Health Care, which I think is the nation's top dual diagnosis treatment center, and ask them to bring in the appropriate neurologist and the appropriate endocrinologist, and bring in the people to truly figure out everything that is going on with you and give you the best shot you have ever had at getting yourself healthy and getting yourself clean and getting yourself moving forward. But I am not even almost willing to do that if you people are going to sabotage the best efforts that can be made.
Absolutely.
You have my word on it, Dr. Phil.
There are serious commitments, and you need to think very hard about them, and unless and until you do, I am not willing to make that commitment of resources, and if you do, then I am. And if this is something that you're willing to immerse yourself in, then I will. One diva request, one complaint about the type or size of toothpaste, your ass is on the curb. That's it. Special thanks to my guest today, and a special thanks to Origin's Behavioral Health Care if they get involved. If you or someone you know is dealing with a loved one who is taking advantage of others, tell me about it. I can help you. Thanks so much for being here. Think hard about this. All right. You guys talk about that. Thank you very much. That's right. Thanks, guys.
Hi, I'm Anthony Haskins. I'm the resource director here at Dr. Phil. This is TJ Howard, okay? He is with Origins.
You have the best opportunity to be successful if you do a few things. You know, first, become humble. The sooner you can get honest, the sooner treatment can take hold.
It could be the start of the best thing that's ever happened in my life. I'm going there to be serious about things.
I'm done. I can give you my word. And I know when he says he's done, he's done.
That's it.
I will not see him or talk to him till he finishes the program and he respects and goes by the rules.
What we're doing was killing him, and I fully realize that now.
When Dr. Phil said that he was going to send him to a great place, he cried on stage. And my brother would not cry in front of all those people unless he really wants to help. Dr. Phil and his staff were amazing, and Dr. Phil delivered. He educated us on everything, and I couldn't ask for anything better.